Good evening. Tonight, we're taking a closer look at a story that's quietly unfolding across the country, one that's affecting millions of Americans in ways that go far beyond shopping. Across America, Walmart signs are going dark, and the once busy parking lots now sit empty, echoing with memories of bustling shoppers and busy employees. These closures aren't isolated. They're part of a growing trend shaking communities nationwide, as more and more big-box retailers shut their doors for good. For millions, Walmart is more than a store. It's a lifeline for jobs, groceries, and affordable essentials. It's a place where neighbors meet, families stretch their budgets, and workers find steady employment. When a Walmart closes, it's not just about finding a new place to shop. It's a blow to the local economy and a disruption to daily life. Small businesses nearby often see fewer customers, and entire neighborhoods can feel the loss. In rural and underserved areas, Walmart is often the main employer and the only source of fresh food. For many, it's the only place to buy affordable produce, medicine, and household goods without driving for miles. Its absence forces tough choices and raises urgent questions about the health of our economy. Families must travel farther, spend more, and worry about how to make ends meet. In towns like Oak Haven, the closure felt like a betrayal, leaving behind empty buildings and broken promises. The vacant stores become daily reminders of lost opportunity and fading hope. This isn't just about one company, it's about how global trade, corporate decisions, and government policy shape our lives. The ripple effects touch everything from local jobs to international supply chains. Tonight, we'll explore the forces behind these closures, the impact of tariffs, and the real stories of those affected. We'll hear from workers, families, and experts who are living through these changes. Understanding why these stores are closing is the first step toward building a more resilient future. Let's dive in and discover what's really at stake for our communities. To understand these closures, we need to look at the trade policies that change the way goods move around the world. During his presidency, Donald Trump imposed tariffs, taxes on imported products, mainly targeting China. The goal: protect American industries and bring jobs back home by making foreign goods more expensive. Walmart, built on a global supply chain and low prices, was hit hard when tariffs raised import costs by up to 25%. Retailers faced a tough choice: absorb costs, raise prices, or overhaul supply chains, none easy or cheap. Many tried a mix, but the pressure mounted. The tariffs, meant to help American workers, ended up straining businesses like Walmart. In a globalized world, supply chains are complex and sudden changes create chaos. The result: financial strain for retailers and higher prices for everyone. The financial strain from tariffs and other economic shifts has led to a wave of Walmart closures across the country. Over 24 stores have shut down, hitting both cities and rural towns hard. In places like Chicago, store closures have left food deserts, areas with few options for fresh, affordable groceries. In small towns like Coal Hill, Arkansas, the loss of Walmart meant lost jobs, less tax revenue, and a struggling local economy. These closures hit low-income communities hardest, where Walmart was often the only major retailer. Rising costs from tariffs, higher wages, and pandemic aftershocks created a perfect storm. While Walmart as a whole remains profitable, these specific stores became unsustainable. The domino effect of global trade disputes is now visible on main streets nationwide. Behind every closure are real people facing real hardship, struggling to make ends meet, and wondering what the future holds for them and their loved ones. Maria, a single mother and former department manager, lost her job and her family's stability overnight. Now, she juggles multiple part-time jobs, trying to keep her children's lives as normal as possible. Robert, a retiree in rural Illinois, now travels miles for basic groceries and prescriptions, paying higher prices. His fixed income is stretched thinner than ever, making each trip a financial burden. For many employees, the closure felt like a sudden betrayal after years of loyalty and hard work. They are left questioning their value and future prospects in an uncertain job market. David, who worked through the pandemic, now struggles to find a new job and put college plans on hold. His dreams are deferred, and he faces mounting pressure to support himself. These stories are repeated across the country: cashiers, stockers, and managers suddenly unemployed. Each person has a unique story, but they share a common struggle for survival. Seniors, families, and low-income residents have lost their most convenient and affordable source of essentials. The impact is felt deeply in their daily lives, altering routines and creating new challenges. These aren't just numbers, they're lives disrupted by economic policy. Each eviction notice represents a family on the brink, each worried expression a story of resilience and hope. Tariffs and trade decisions aren't abstract. They have direct, lasting consequences. They ripple through communities, affecting jobs, prices, and the very fabric of local economies. The pain is felt at the kitchen table, in the checkout line, and in the empty aisles of closed stores. It's a constant reminder of the fragility of economic stability. Communities are left to pick up the pieces, often with little support. They band together, finding strength in unity and hope in shared efforts to rebuild. The human cost is a powerful reminder. Economic strategy shapes everyday life. It's a call to action for more compassionate and inclusive policies. We must remember the people behind the policies. Their stories matter, and their voices should guide the decisions that affect us all. When Walmart closes, the impact ripples through the entire community. As an anchor store, Walmart draws shoppers who also visit nearby small businesses, coffee shops, diners, salons. When the anchor disappears, those businesses lose customers and struggle to survive. In Ohio, a coffee shop owner saw sales drop 60% after the local Walmart closed. Municipal finances take a hit too. Walmart is often a top taxpayer, funding schools and public services. When that revenue vanishes, towns face tough choices: cut services, raise taxes, or both. The result can be a downward spiral: less investment, more empty storefronts, and a sense of decline. The empty building becomes a symbol of loss and uncertainty. The social fabric suffers too. Walmart was a gathering place, a hub for daily interactions. Its absence leaves a void that's hard to fill. The closure of a major retailer can change the very character of a town. To connect the dots and understand the bigger picture, we reached out to leading economic experts to break down the real impact of tariffs on the retail sector and beyond. Dr. Amelia Vance, a respected economist, explains that tariffs acted like a slow-burning fire. Retailers could only absorb the extra costs for so long before feeling the heat. She points out that while some companies tried to shield customers from price hikes, the mounting pressure was impossible to ignore. Eventually, this relentless pressure forced tough decisions, such as closing stores that were barely profitable or cutting back on staff. For many communities, these closures meant the loss of local jobs and fewer shopping options. Supply chain experts add that tariffs didn't just raise costs, they also created a climate of uncertainty. Companies scrambled to find new suppliers, often at higher prices, and had to rethink their entire logistics strategies almost overnight. The intended benefits of tariffs, like boosting American manufacturing and bringing jobs back home, haven't fully materialized, at least not on the scale policymakers hoped for. Instead, the extra costs were passed along the chain, first to importers, then to consumers through higher prices, or to businesses through shrinking profit margins. Small businesses in particular struggled to stay afloat. For Walmart, a company built on the promise of low prices, sustained inflation is a direct threat to its business model and customer loyalty. Closing less profitable stores became a defensive move, a way to protect the company's bottom line in an increasingly challenging environment. Experts agree, tariffs weren't the only factor behind retail struggles, but they were a major stressor that accelerated existing challenges like rising costs and changing consumer habits. The policy designed to protect American jobs ended up hollowing out parts of the retail sector, leading to store closures, job losses, and economic pain in many communities. The lesson is clear: economic policy has far-reaching, sometimes unintended consequences that ripple through industries and affect everyday lives. The story of Walmart's closures is a powerful case study in how global decisions and government policies can hit home, shaping the future of local communities and the broader economy. Tariffs have always sparked fierce debate in America. Supporters argue they're needed to protect U.S. industries from unfair foreign competition, especially from China. They see tariffs as economic self-defense, a way to bring jobs back and strengthen national security. Proponents accept short-term pain for long-term gains, like rebuilding American manufacturing. Opponents counter that tariffs are a tax on American consumers and businesses, raising prices and hurting competitiveness. They warn of retaliatory tariffs that hurt U.S. farmers and exporters. Critics argue for working through international organizations and trade agreements instead of protectionism. The debate is about more than economics. It's about America's place in the world. The tariff debate reflects two competing visions for America's economic future. One side, led by Trump and his allies, champions economic nationalism, protecting domestic industries, even if it means higher prices. This vision appeals to those left behind by globalization, promising jobs and security. The other side, favored by free trade advocates, sees prosperity in global integration, open markets, lower prices, and innovation. They argue for investing in education and social safety nets to help those displaced by change. This vision emphasizes collaboration and trade agreements to set global standards. The clash between these visions shapes our politics and the fate of communities like those hit by Walmart closures. The stakes are high, and the outcome will define America's economic path. Walmart's closures show how national policy shapes daily life. Decisions in Washington affect your groceries, your job, and your town's future. The journey from a tariff announcement to a shuttered store proves economic policy is personal. It's easy to feel powerless, but these empty aisles are a call to action. We must understand the issues, ask who benefits, and demand better solutions. Talk to your neighbors, share stories, and hold leaders accountable. An informed public is democracy's strongest force. Our choices as consumers and voters matter. By connecting policy to real-world impact, we can build a more resilient, equitable future. Remember, you're not just a shopper, you're a citizen with the power to shape our nation.